All right, next thing is in the back, and it's already boxed up, and this is the dumpster dive find that I was talking about, and I want to show it to you real quick. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin, and we are in the cabin. And I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had some great garage sale finds if you were fortunate enough to be able to go out there and do that. You know, on last video last week, I mentioned, I asked for people, I guess it was Saturday night's video, I asked for people to tell us what they found on their garage sale ventures out there to see if they got any great stuff. And I think I'm going to ask that every Saturday because I had a good time going through and looking at y'all's finds out there. I think it's kind of neat. Plus, I learned 3 or 4 things. Some people mentioned some things and I'm like, really? You picked that up? And I went and looked it up and there was some decent money in it. So I think we're going to do that on every Saturday video on the Commonwealth Flipper channel is what did you find on your garage sale adventures out there? And if you haven't already watched that video, go back and watch it and then tell us what you found on Saturday. And for those of you who aren't at a garage sale, maybe you're a thrifter, tell us what you found. I just gave the last 3 days. That's like, hey, in your last 3 days, what did you find? So this isn't like a all-time greatest find. It's kind of an update so people can kind of learn some bolos out there. What are other people looking for? You get to see me every day, but I don't get to see what you guys are finding out there. At any rate, we had some interesting finds that have turned into cash, and one of them in particular was a dumpster dive find that was passed on to me and that I made a pretty decent amount of money on. I'm not a dumpster diver, but I know somebody who is. Matter of fact, I know a couple people who are, and occasionally some of that merchandise comes my way and I list it and I sell it on eBay, and we made a pretty good amount of money, and this is kind of a surprising item to do that on. So some of you are wondering why I'm wearing this hat instead of my Titleist hat. Well, I don't know, maybe you are. Who knows? Blue Ridge Mama told me it was time to go on a hike around the lake, and she said, you better get out there and get that video done because we're leaving, and this is the closest thing I grabbed. And I totally forgot to change it to one of my Titleist hats before we went on here. But that, I guess it's appropriate. I have my Mickey Mouse shirt on, which I actually wore yesterday going to garage sales. I threw it on today and figured we could get this video done real quick so Blue Ridge Mama didn't get mad at me. Matter of fact, I see her out there right now with the kids, so I better hurry up.
Dad.
What's up, buddy?
So, Paul said if I catch the cat, he would give me $1. And
you caught the cat?
yeah.
And Paul gave you $1.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't know that that cat likes you. That's not fair. Boots loves you. Boots doesn't like anybody but you. The cat probably ran to you. I'm just teasing. You keep it. He just wanted to give you some money. Okay. All right, I'm doing a video, so I'll come out in just a second, okay? You want to say hi? Here. All right, there you go. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
All right, you ready to go to the lake? Walk around the lake? You got stuff on your face.
I'm leaving right now.
No, we're leaving when I'm done with this video. That's what Mama said.
Okay.
Okay. Yesterday's video on the Commonwealth Picker channel was everything was $1, and this came from that sale right there. Kevin from Savvy, Virginia was finding all these ashtrays, and he knew I loved ashtrays, so he was handing them off to me. I'm like, geez. And I knew when he gave me this one, I'm like, you sure you don't want it? This is pretty decent money. This one sold for $22.81, and we'll ship it out today. But I like it because it's blue, and you can see I'm holding my stickers. I've been storing my stickers in them ever since I went to that garage sale, so it looks like I'll have to find a different one for that. I'll link to that video, by the way, and if I can remember, I'll link to Kevin's YouTube channel. He doesn't put much content up, but maybe you can go out there and check it out. This also came from that particular sale, so it was $1 buy. If you watch that video on Commonwealth Picker, I saw it from like, I don't know, 20 feet away or so. I'm like, ooh, and I jumped over something to get there. And this was $1, and so that was kind of cool. These sell pretty well, these Revereware kettles, and I talk about Revereware a lot, but these kettles, you do have to check inside because sometimes the bottom of them are kind of messed up, and it's hard to see. You got to shine a flashlight in there. But this one, you got to make sure this thing works too. This is one of the big ones. I can't remember how big this is. What's it say? 3.5 quarts. So this is a 3.5 quarter, but both of them sell well, both sizes. There's actually different types of these. But I've sold this one many times. This one sold for $35 plus shipping on that one. All right, this one right here came from that. I think it was on that video as well, except for it was the one where I said I felt like I was in Deliverance. I think that's where I got this one from. Maybe I got it from the dollar set. I can't even remember. At any rate, this is a Bostonette, and it is just a cool old desk pencil sharpener, and it works pretty good. You take this thing out, and there's little places you can screw down into a table or something. I really like these old pencil sharpeners. I'm a teacher, So that kind of stuff interests me. There's not big money in this, but I paid $1 for it. It sold for $8.25 plus shipping, and it sold along with this pair of Virginia plates. Nothing amazing about these plates, but it was bought by a viewer, and it was bought by Keith. Keith's been buying quite a bit from us over the last few weeks, and Keith, we do appreciate it. But he asked me, he says, "Hi, Kevin, was wondering if you and your family could autograph these plates, one for me and the other for Janet. We love your channels. God bless you and your family," Keith from Minnesota. So that's what we'll do. We'll autograph these and we'll ship them out to you along with a pencil sharpener, Keith. So thank you, Keith and Janet. We appreciate it. All right, next item is right here. It's an Indiglo Timex. So I can't remember where I picked this one up. I might have pulled it out of my death pile, to be honest with you. And the Indiglo Timex little alarm clocks, you know, the ones that are battery operated, they sell okay. This is one that I haven't seen much of. I've actually never sold this particular one before. I have sold some Indiglos before, but I haven't sold this one. I toyed with the idea of keeping this one for myself. I like to have an alarm clock, you know, on the other side of the room so I can't hit snooze on my phone, especially on Friday mornings and Saturday mornings when I got to get out and get to those garage sales. I go early. You guys can't really tell it, but I'm usually the first or second one at garage sales on a Saturday morning. That's like John, you know, Cincinnati Picker. I think he does the same thing. At any rate, this one sold for $9.95 plus shipping, and I'll pick them up. I won't pay more than $1 for them, but you know, even to say you pay $1 for something, you sell it for $10 plus shipping, you're going to end up making about $7.50 on it. So that's pretty cool, and it definitely ships out first class. Probably be an 8 ouncer. Might be able to get it 4 ounces. I doubt it though. This probably weighs 3 ounces, so it's probably going to be an 8 ounce shipper. All right, I've got 2 more in here that I want to show you really quick. Then we're going to go in the eBay cave, and then we have 2 items that Turner sold that I am really excited about as kind of a new bolo that really wasn't on my radar and really didn't sell months ago, but is starting to sell, and I don't think many people know about it. It's not huge money, but they're pretty decent little profits, and I think you'll be able to find a bunch of them this summer. I just started looking, and I found a couple myself last Saturday, and hopefully I'll be able to find a few more at some sales this year and be selling them over the summertime. All right, first item up is right up here, and this was at last week's sale too, the Everything's $1 sale. It wasn't at that sale, but it was at the last one we went to on that video. And these are some yardsticks. So initially, if you watched that video, you saw me buy a pile of yardsticks, and we bundled them together, but we paid probably less than 50 cents a piece for them. The reason I bought them is because they're local, they're Lynchburg. And I could sell these in the antique booth really easily. This one's got some damage on it. And so my wife priced them up. I took them to the booth. I put them all in there. And as I was putting them in there, I saw that right there. I'm like, hey, that thing's John Deere. It's not just Higginbotham Supply Company, Lynchburg, Virginia. It's John Deere. And sure enough, you turn the thing over and you see John Deere on the back really big. Now, these aren't in great shape, but of course, you're not going to find many that are. This is a little broken right here. And I decided to put it up on eBay, and it sold the very same day. And the reason it did is because I screwed up. I did it free shipping, and I didn't check it. So it should have gone $29.95 plus shipping, but it went for $29.95 free shipping. And it's actually going to Kentucky. It's going through GSP, Global Shipping Program. And I'm pretty happy about that little sale because they were going to be listed, I think, in the booth for $4 a piece. And we ended up making quite a bit more than that. We're going to end up making, even with my mistake, about $22 for these two. So that's pretty good. Probably cut myself a little short on these, to be honest with you. I probably should have listed them for, well, definitely would have made more if I would have had shipping on it, but probably should have listed them for $34.95 plus shipping. But whatever, I'm still happy, and I made money because I paid next to nothing. And we have a bunch more yardsticks that we're selling in the booth. All right, next thing is in the back, and it's already boxed up, and this is the dumpster dive find that I was talking about, and I want to show it to you real quick. It's in the Victoria shelf right here. It's pretty heavy. I might have to put this down. All right, so here it is. This is a dumpster dive find from a friend of mine. I can't remember how many cards are in here, but there's quite a few. You saw us, if you've been watching a while, sell a bunch of papyrus cards not too long ago. By the way, papyrus is a leaf that grows along the Nile River, and the Egyptians used it as paper. That's where we get the name paper, papyrus. There you go. There is your history snippet for the day. So these are not papyrus. I screwed up, though. What I should have done, because the papyrus ones sold for really, really good money, is I should have kept like 8 or 10 papyrus cards, maybe even just 3 or 4. and put it in this lot. That way I could have put papyrus in the title for these instead of whatever generic thing this is, Voila. And if I would have been able to put papyrus in the title, I would have got a lot more traffic and then just explained that, hey, they're not all papyrus, some are this and some are that. So there's a little trick to be able to sell things in lots. Not to trick people, you need to disclose it, but to get more eyes on it, to be able to use something in the title that's accurate, that draws a few more people to it. At any rate, this is just some dumpster diver Happy Father's Day cards that came my way, and I put them in a box and sold them for $35 plus shipping, and they're in the 12 by 12 by 8 box, and that's probably what they'll end up shipping in, so we'll check that out. Thanks for joining us in here. Let's go to the eBay cave and check out what's sold in there. Hey, I didn't realize it, and I want to do it now before I forget, that a friend of mine, Just Me Kathy, bought an Animan. I told her I'd send her one. I told her I'd send her one for free, but she bought it anyways, and I thank you so much, Kathy. And just so you guys know, she has a great YouTube channel. I don't need to be shouting her out. She needs to be shouting me out here. Just Me Kathy. She does dumpster diving, does a terrific job, and is just an outstanding person. And I have a great time watching the show. So at any rate, go check her channel out if you haven't already. Thank you, Kathy. All right, we sold the very last one of these reels right here. It's a Great Lakes reel, and we got $17 for this one. And we sold a bunch of 3, I think, for $15.95 plus shipping. And this one by itself went for $17. So I think we have one left of these reels, and it's in one of our antique booths. I think it's in the antique booth at Needful Things upstairs, which reminds me, if you ever do go by any of our antique booths, there are 2 in Bell Treasures, both downstairs on North Bridge Street in Bedford, and one upstairs at Needful Things on the same street. My wife made a little sign-in book a la Cincinnati Picker. He had one too. I had the booths before you, John, but I didn't have the sign-in book. So, at any rate, so if you ever go by there, 2 things. Tell the nice ladies at the desk you get a 10% discount on anything in my booth. All you have to do is mention Commonwealth Picker, and they'll give you 10% off. And then sign our guest book as well. It'd be nice to hear from you. All right, we had another viewer sale. I think we had 4 viewer sales. So this one is going out to Cliff. And Cliff, thank you so much. You left a message. Let me see if I can find it here real quick and read it. Cliff says, hey, Cliff from Richmond here. Been watching your YouTube channel for what seems like forever. Just wanted to say thanks for everything and keep it on. One of these days I'll bump into you at a garage sale in your area, as my wife and I like to go up there from time to time. So Cliff, thank you so much. I don't think you asked for an autograph on these like Keith did, so I guess we won't do that. But pretty cool little plates. Let me double check and make sure you didn't, so I appreciate it. And I'd love to meet you out there on the trail one day. Just make sure you find the guy with the sunglasses on his hat with the GoPro right here. And that's me. Another Animan going out, and this one's going out to Kathleen. So Kathleen, if you're a viewer, thank you so much for the purchase, and we hope he gets things moving for you. Haven't sold any vacuum cleaner parts in the last few days either. This is a Little Lux. It's an attachment. It's actually in pretty good shape despite the fact that the box isn't. And this one sold for $25.95 plus shipping, and it's an easy shipper. All right, this was the oldest polo shirt that I had in my entire store. So, and I don't mean polo like Ralph Lauren. I mean polo style. It's a Patagonia shirt that I bought at a thrift store in Roanoke a long, long time ago. I'm like, oh, this will sell pretty quick. Didn't sell. Took forever to sell, actually. And it was on sale last week, 15% off, and the sale ended, and then it sold. $14.94 plus shipping for this medium-sized red Patagonia shirt. I don't know about y'all, but North Face and Patagonia used to sell like crazy for me. Now it takes the right item to sell quickly. All of them will sell eventually, but the right item to sell quickly and at a good price. All right, let's head back in the cabin and see what Turner sold, but I'm going to say goodbye right now, and thank you, as always, for joining us. Thank you to the viewers for your purchases as well. It's very flattering for using those affiliate links. I looked at Amazon affiliate link. There's like a competition going on between the blue tape dispenser and then the double tape dispenser. I think 3 people bought one of those 2 things yesterday, and we make a little bit of money every time somebody does something like that. So thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we will see you next time. All right, Turner, we've been selling a lot of these lately out of the Homeschool Hustler store. Why don't you show us what sold today?
So this is Dino Blaze.
Turn it sideways so we can see it. Dino Blaze. That sold for $15.95, I think. One sold for $15.95. One sold for $14.95. What's the other one?
Ninja Blaze. It just is black on the side.
Ninja Blaze.
And gray on the
Blaze
tiles.
Dino. And so these aren't the best ones, but they're still making money. I mean, these brand new I think were $3.99, and this was from Turner's collection, and he's been selling them off and getting the money and taking that money and spending it and saving it and donating it. And then also I think we bought some more cars for you, didn't we? Some Pixar cars. You've been buying a bunch of those lately with your spending money, haven't you? Okay, so those are cool. You only have one more left to sell, but you know, did you see the ones that Daddy found?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I found some yesterday at the garage sales, but they won't see them until next week, I think. Maybe Sunday's video or something like that. So, anyway, it was the first time I ever went to look for them, Turner, and I would have never looked for them if you and Blue Ridge Mama hadn't told me what I should be looking for, and I found some. Isn't that cool? All right, maybe some of the viewers out there can find some too. Should they look for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Huh? Okay. All right, bud. Thanks for joining us.